Hi, Dia. Thank you so much for inviting. You guys are amazing and you're doing an amazing job. So, for the introduction, I'm Soumya Joshi. I'm 21 years old and I'm currently pursuing my master's in biotechnology from JC Bose University of Science and Technology. It's a university in Faridabad, YMCA formerly. And I've done my graduation from Delhi University, Dayal Singh College, BSc Life Sciences. And I've participated in various B plan, case study, and academic project competitions. Other than my academics, I would say my co-curriculars were pretty strong. I've been in a club, it's called Enactus. It's a social entrepreneurship society. I was there for 3 years and I was the member, vice president, and president, respectively, of that club. And through that club, I got a very amazing opportunity. I represented India on an international scale. So that was that. And then I was a part of a UN initiative, Girl of Femina. It's a very good organization advocating for, of course, women rights and equality. There, I was the research and content member, and later I was promoted to the social media in charge. And in terms of life sciences, I've done trainings in DRDO and FSL. And in terms of professional experiences, I have done many internships, mostly in the domains of social media management, where my manager asked me to conduct an introductory session for other college students for social media management. And then I've done some HR and volunteer experience work, where again my manager noticed me and he asked me to conduct sessions on human resources and training. And I conducted over 4 sessions where I taught the future recruiters on how they can actually recruit the candidates and what's the process and everything. So the sessions were 4 sessions for over 200 members. And then I'm also doing crowdfunding and volunteer experience, and like that I've done all that. And currently in MSc, I would say that I've done. Currently, I'm managing one social media management internship, and I'm doing 2 review projects. And I've been a part of many symposiums and events related to life sciences, patent, healthcare technology, and everything. And every symposium inspires me to do more. It's very intriguing, actually. So yes, that is that.
Yeah, you've quite a diverse profile, I must say, and you have done a great job. So,
Thank you.
congratulations. Very
Mhm.
generic question. Why life sciences?
Mhm.
Like, is it like
Okay.
the story of every other biology student? Yes, I wanted to give NEET
Mhm.
first, but
Mhm.
I chose a non-conventional
Right.
pathway, life sciences. So, what's your story? I
Actually,
want to
this
know.
question was asked so many times
I know.
in our first year, COVID batch. So
Yes.
everyone is like, give your introduction over Google Meet.
Right.
No, actually, I always wanted to be a scientist. Now, a doctor is a doctor who treats the patients, and the scientist is the one who assists the doctors, directly or indirectly. All the drugs that are delivered to the patients, all the devices, they are devised by a scientist first. So I always wanted to be a scientist. So I never really gave need. I should
Yes.
have given need maybe, but my career path is very clear that I'll go for BSc, MSc, then a scientist profile, or a MSc after PhD, and then a scientist profile.
Okay.
So life sciences were a diverse combination of subjects, so I took that
Yes.
subject.
Okay, that's great and great answer. Thank you so much. Everyone who's a unique story and yours is here. Okay, so tell me about your college, like your bachelor's wala college and
Hmm.
your master's wala college. What's
Hmm.
something I would like to know? I like it's a DU typical college. I know what's the
Hmm.
lifestyle there
Hmm.
because I myself being a DU student. So what is
Right.
your master's college is like? Where is it and how
Hmm.
what are you experiencing there? Is it
Okay,
something
okay,
which is
okay.
more
Hmm.
college life is more about exposure and exploring new things.
Right,
So is it
right,
academic
right.
oriented or is it
Hmm.
extracurricular
Hmm.
oriented? What it is like?
Yeah, fair. So this is a very good question actually. So I would divide my experience into 2 categories. One was the graduation part and the other one is the post-graduation part. In the graduation part, as I've introduced, I was more into co-curricular and extracurricular activities. However, I've given specific emphasis to my studies as well, of course, because I was a life sciences student. So we studied botany, zoology, and chemistry, which is a very good combination. The faculty of DU of our particular college was very good. The labs were there, the experiments were conducted in a very good manner and everything. But DU is also known for extracurricular activities, and the exposure DU provides you is very crucial. So for every student who's watching this, I would recommend that if you are in graduation, you should explore.
Yeah.
You should, diversify your portfolio, try out various things, see what works for you and what doesn't work for you, so that you can make a logical decision, right? And so, yes, my graduation experience was more extracurricular oriented and it was very fun. It was very nice. I actually knew what innovation is, what teamwork is, what leadership is, how you can stand out in a crowd, how you can make your point politely and everything like that. In masters, however, I would say co-curriculars are there, but I've done my co-curricular part in my school as well as graduation. So I'm trying to focus more on the academics part. So I attend symposiums, I read books related to my subject and everything. I attend events. I do attend events, but they are mostly related to my course. So like patent, regulatory affairs, healthcare, and technology related to life sciences, like that. So
Right.
masters is good if you focus on your academics and the innovation related to it.
Yeah.
So
What is your research interest and where do you want to do your research in the coming future? So, what's your interest type?
okay. Okay. My research interest as of now, I'm trying to not pinpoint it to one direction so that I could have an interdisciplinary approach. You should always have your options open. You should explore everything and then you should decide one thing. But for my preferences, I would say I'm interested in the environment and sustainability sector very much. I really love that sector. I genuinely love that sector. And other than that, I'm obviously inclined to the healthcare and pharma sector. These are two sectors that I'm passionate about. Because you're making a difference in the lives of other people as well. You're doing something for your planet.
Yeah.
So that gives me a good motive.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a great answer. You said that you have two review
Hmm.
papers, ongoing review papers, right?
Hmm.
So, what are they
Right,
about?
right,
What's
right.
the research topic about?
Okay. So I am yet to start one review paper, but I've started a little about it. The other review paper that I'm doing is about plastic degradation and all the microorganisms that are involved in the process.
Yeah.
So it's a literature review about that, and we are trying to figure out a solution for a very common problem, that is plastic degradation. Plastic takes so long to degrade. What if we could speed up the process? It would be a very good breakthrough. So we are working on that.
So, you have you like
Hmm.
got any training for this review writing, research writing, or writing skills? Scientific
No,
research
not really.
writing के लिए we should ना we have a
Hmm.
kickstart.
Hmm,
Okay,
hmm,
we
hmm.
have to start like this or that. So, have you
Okay.
got
Hmm.
trained related to this topic, or
Hmm.
are you just giving it a try? Ki let's see what happens.
Actually, thankfully, in our bachelor's, I suggested this project to my teacher that we should, since we had a 2 month semester break after our second year, I think. So I suggested my teacher that we should write maybe a research paper. She then suggested that a research paper might be difficult, but in bachelor's, you all can write a literature review. So I had one experience of writing a literature review. So I had a basic idea, but now in masters, I'm learning more, and it's a very complex yet meaningful thing, I would say. So I had no training before. I just tried it once. I really liked the process, and I'm doing it again, and I'm learning more. So mostly the professors of both the colleges, BU as well as YMCA.
Okay, yeah, exploring is always good. That's good.
Yes.
So you will be going ahead with
Hmm.
your dissertation as well, like next year. You are in your first year right now,
Yes.
so you will
Yes.
be going ahead with your
Yes.
dissertation next year. So any,
Hanji.
what are your plans regarding your dissertation? Where you want to go ahead with your dissertation project and any plans?
Mm-hmm.
And what
Right.
exactly the timeline जब एक
Hmm.
master student को decide कर लेना चाहिए कि okay here I want to do my dissertation and
Hmm.
what's that mindset a student should have
Right.
in
Right.
his or
Right.
her masters.
Okay. So first of all, I'm a master student myself. So my opinion is purely mine and what my professor suggested.
Right.
For me, I started planning about the dissertation, but I started thinking about it already when I was in the first semester, because for me the dissertation was like a golden buzzer. It always attracted me. Ki, okay, in the last semester we're supposed to go in a lab and work it out. So yes, I started thinking about it, but I have not yet decided a topic. But I maybe know the institutions that I would like to target. But our professors, however, suggested, and my seniors also suggested that in the third year, in the third semester, sorry, second year, the start of your second year, or the start of your second semester, or the break of your first year, you should start applying, you should start sending SOPs, you should start deciding the topic. So there are two ways. Either you can decide the topic and you can try to find the professors that are already working, but that is a little tedious part. It's a great path if you have an idea, but otherwise it's tedious. However, the other path is, what happens is you get assigned the mentors or the labs, and then they provide you a topic, so you work it out that. This is also a good one. So yes,
Okay, okay.
that's
Got it, got it. Thank you so much. I guess it will help me a
no
lot
worries.
if I'll pursue my master's next year. And next
Mm-hmm.
question is that what exams did you give, like before your
Okay.
master's, after your bachelor's, what exam did you get for your master's admission?
Okay. So I give CUET PG, of course. Then I gave IIT JAM. I
Okay.
gave GAT-B,
Yes.
and then there is also one exam, GATE exam. It's
Yes.
not valid for BSc students usually, but some ISCs and ICERs also take students on the basis of that for masters as well.
Right.
So, certain things that I would point out is that there are some exams other than this UET-PG that have very less recognition. That is the IIT JAM and GAT-B.
Okay.
However, they are very important. The IIT JAM exam is very great if you're targeting IIT. So you can get into
Yes.
IITs if you go for IIT JAM. And for GAT-B, if you qualify GAT-B, you will get into a government college and you'll get a stipend as well. So it is also a very good option. Other than that, there were more exams like the BARC exam, etc. But that was not for master's entrance.
Yes.
That was other exams. So yes, those were all the exams.
Okay. So you are a master's student,
Mm.
and I
Mm.
often hear these things that a master's
Mm.
students have this lot of academic burden, like where what जो
Mm.
आप college life experience करना चाहते हो, do it in your bachelor's because masters is all about studies. So is it true या
Mm.
फिर it's like कि okay you hear people and just वो दिमाग में आप बना लेते हो एक scenario कि वो masters में इतनी पढ़ाई करनी होगी वो पढ़ाई करनी होगी. So how is your experience in this field?
See, I would say bluntly, it is somewhat true, but it's not very burdensome. Even our seniors and professors, they do promote living while studying as well. It's not
Yes.
that someone is putting us to it that you have to study,
Yeah.
but it's a certain level of maturity that you reach in your masters. Actually, bachelor's is a 3 year or a 4 year degree, so you have time, you can enjoy, you can try out clubs, and you can study as well. But masters, and for biotechnology and microbiology, it's a 2 year period, and for biotech and micro, it is a 1.5 year period,
Mm-hmm.
because the last 6 months you're training in a dissertation lab.
Right.
So 1.5 year, people try to focus on their studies, or they try to explore in the terms of academics and career. So people are very career oriented. So you will find studious students more, because in bachelor's in DU I came across a variety of students, many entrepreneurial students, many
Right.
creative students, and so on and so on. It was very interesting, really. But in masters, I came across many studious students. Some want to pursue PhD, some want to enter industry, so they're very focused, they're targeted that. It's a certain level of maturity. It's not a very burdensome, I would say. But it comes with a responsibility, yes.
Got it, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so next I would like to ask that
Hmm.
जो मास्टर्स में आप डिसर्टेशंस करते हैं, so you
जी.
have to reach your lab
Hmm.
खुद से, okay, जो भी lab में आप
Hmm.
काम करना
Hmm.
चाहते हैं. So do
Hmm.
colleges provide you the labs कि okay you can work in this lab, you can work in this lab, so you have to reach by yourself. Is this the scenario?
Okay. Yes, actually. So this is what I got to know as well, since I have not done my dissertation yet, but I know about it.
Okay.
So the thing is, there are two options. Either you can pursue in your own university. If that is an option for other people, it is an option in us that you can do under your professors.
Right.
If they have vacancy, you can have dissertation programs under them, or you will have to reach out to others. Mostly students reach out to other professors because, since I talked about exploring in your career domain, people target other universities. One university they are already studying in, so they know what the research is going on there, what kind of emphasis is there, and what fields are they preferring. But they usually target the universities that always intrigue them, because getting a dissertation over there is easier than getting admission in there. So people target IITs, people target maybe ISCs, or
Mm-hmm.
CSIR labs and government institutions. So like that, it happens like that.
Okay.
You have to reach out yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Got it,
Mm.
got it. So you think जो tier one
Mm.
colleges होते हैं like IITs, ISCs
जी.
and ISERs, so they
Mm.
can get good dissertation project in a good laboratory, and जो tier 2 tier 3
Hmm.
colleges होते हैं के students होते हैं, if they reach out these laboratories जो कि renowned and national level पे हैं, so do you think कि tier 1 colleges के students and tier 2 tier 3 के colleges के students में कोई difference करता होगा कि okay ठीक है, this is a student of tier 1 college, so we can just take him, and this is a student from tier 2 tier 3 college, so they reconsider their decision. So is it something which matters in master's
Okay, so
dissertation?
this is what I always say. It's a CV, or we are all science students. So
Yeah.
we've always seen science background and science mentality. However, I've been a person who has had experience with other fields and other students as well. So for the other fields like commerce and everything, the brand values are very important and they are judged on that. But for science students, thankfully, passion is more important. So you will never find a professor who would go like, "Acha, ye IIT Delhi ka student, I'll give him priority over some, tier 2 college student." It never goes like that. However, vacancies are a problem. For example, एक लैब में अगर 4 ही ट्रेनिंग्स हो सकते हैं और 4 लोग पहले अप्लाई कर चुके हैं, तो अब कितना भी एक्सपीरियंस कैंडिडेट आए उसको यस नहीं कर सकते. So this is what happens. So people usually pre-send the applications. So that is why I pointed कि second year के starting में ही आप अपनी applications भेजना शुरू करो. Don't wait कि आपका third semester जब खत्म होगा उसके बाद आप fourth sem का start करोगे. Because there are people who are planning prior and who are sending out application.
Yes.
So that is usually not the case. However, अगर किसी भी lab में किसी भी institute में workload ज़्यादा है या फिर वो मेल्स पे ज़्यादा ध्यान नहीं दे पा रहे हैं, तो ऐसा हो सकता है कि application आपकी उनकी नज़र में ही ना आए. This could be a case, but there is no straight rejection. They always reply back. So either they'll say that the vacancies are full, we are sorry, can't help you, or they can say ki, okay, you can join us, you can meet us once, and then we can discuss further. So
Okay.
thankfully,
So this
that's a good thing.
Yeah, I guess. So I guess हमारी field में cold milling is a big thing. Like it's a big chance for students. So कुछ
Yes.
लोग तो formally नहीं लगाते अपने applications के okay we have a space open for this position, we have space open for that position. So cold
बिल्कुल.
milling is a thing. So how do you think like cold milling किस extent तक work कर सकता है? Because sometimes people, what students do, they cold mail like madly, they cold mail professors and thousands,
Yeah.
hundreds, 200s cold mailing they are doing, but they get no reply. तो वो ऐसे hopeless हो जाते हैं कि okay, is cold mailing is really a thing or not? So what is your say in this thing? कि cold mailing really works or not?
Right. See, first of all, it's a hit and trial method. To anyone sending out applications, in my POV, I would recommend that it's better if you work out a channel. For example, you're training other professors already. You have lecturers in your university. You should contact them first if they have any contacts. And through that channel, you can first try mailing those professors or connecting to those professors. Or maybe you attended an event or a symposium, you got a chance to interact with someone, you can ask for their mail and then you can send a follow-up mail. So a face connection or a reference is always a plus, because they know that you are a trusted source now and they know that they can invest time. It's a very basic principle. Other than that, for cold mailing, I would suggest rather than sending out diverse mails, you should have a very specific niche. For example, if you want to go for pharma, you should target those research organizations. Then there's a whole thing. You will draft the mail, then you'll send out an SOP, and then you'll send out a CV. Then you'll also send out a cover letter as well. So some people skip the SOP part, some skip the CV part, some skip the cover letter, but all of these are very important, because a cover letter is how a person can actually see कि okay, इसका CV इस पोजीशन में थोड़ा relevant है and the student is already putting in effort for this role. The SOP is very important. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि आप ChatGPT से निकाल लिया फिर आपने खुद एक बना लिया और सेम ही फॉर्मेट आप सबको भेज दो. You will have to change it according to.
Customization is important, right?
Yes, you will have to see what they are working on and how you can contribute to it. Why should they take you? People often miss this point. They're already confident, so they just write it ki I can bring this. But why should they take you? So you have to state out all these things in your mail, and maybe then you'll get an option. So it's a hit and trial method too.
Yeah, I guess depend करता है. Yes. So you talked about कि okay, cold mailing is a hit and trial method. So I guess references के लिए भी we have to network and we have to build connection
बिल्कुल.
in our industry.
बिल्कुल.
Okay. So how one can build this networking and this connection apart from LinkedIn? Like it's a very generic platform. कि ठीक है, okay, LinkedIn is a thing where you can network. Apart from LinkedIn, हमारी field में one can network from which other platform? Like ऐसा क्या करना चाहिए एक student को, एक bachelor's student को in fact, कि he or she can build a network, a good फाउंडेशन एक्चुअली in fact, जिससे वो अपने
Okay.
opportunities, potential opportunities open कर पाए in the
Hmm.
coming future.
Okay, okay. This is a very good way of approaching a very prominent problem. So first of all, even if we start with LinkedIn, many people are not using it right already. Many science students are still lagging over there. You should always share what you're doing, what is intriguing you, what is inspiring you on LinkedIn, especially if it's a science thing. Because we see many marketing posts in there, every new trend is on LinkedIn already,
Yes.
every World Cup move is on the
Yes.
LinkedIn. But what about new researches and everything? So LinkedIn is something that is a starting. People should start from there. Other than that, what I personally figured out was networking via events or symposiums. So I went to many events and symposiums, and I have this rule. I'm usually a very curious person, and I'm not afraid to stand up and question people.
Yes.
So after every conversation, after every lecture, I try to hold the mic and ask a very relevant question. In
Yes.
all my past symposium, I've attended like 5 to 6 this week. And thankfully, I was noticed in all of them because I asked a good question. Asking good and relevant questions is also an art. You cannot just ask whatever comes to your mind. It should be relevant to that topic. So when I asked the question, I got to know that the person who was standing on stage actually noticed me,
Yes.
interact with me. And later when I approached them after the event, they were very responsive. I exchanged LinkedIn with them and I networked over there. I talked about various things and they were nice enough to respond.
Yes.
Even in IIT Delhi, I went for an event over there. And so what happened was there was a lecture. And after every lecture, there were multiple professors who were delivering the lecture. After every lecture, they had a question and answer session. To
Yes.
my surprise, no one asked a question.
Yeah.
And after every lecture, I asked a question
Hmm.
because I was curious and I genuinely wanted to interact. In a room of 30 students, how would you get noticed? You will get noticed if you were aware in this section. Throughout the lecture, you were attentive, you knew what was being explained, and then you should ask questions. Because
Yes.
obviously, we don't know about everything. And if we want to know about everything, we should interact.
Yeah.
So this happened that actually in the last session they asked about a question and I had no question.
Yeah.
So if I don't have any question, I don't initiate. So I tried to hide my face. I was seeing here and there so that they don't notice me because I was consequently asking questions.
Yeah.
So for a second, I went back to stage. I saw the person, and the professor was looking at me, and he really said, out of the crowd, he really said, "Ki, does anybody have any questions?" And he was looking straight to me.
Yeah.
So that was something I noticed for the first time. Ki, I am actually being noticed
Yes.
just by the way I'm questioned. So it's a very bold point.
Yes.
Not that I'm promoting asking random questions, no. You should have very curated questions. And after the event, someone who was a MS student in IIT Delhi approached me separately and he pointed it out. You ask the most questions. What is your name? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And then I interacted with him, and turns out is a very good person with a very solid academic and industry experience background. And I didn't know that. I only got to know because I asked the questions. The
Hmm.
person reached out to me and I interacted back with them.
Hmm.
So it is a whole chain of events. Networking actually means networking. You have to go out, you have to speak with people. You would be surprised by how easy it is to converse with people and how open people are to it. It's not like, for example, you and me, we connected. It's not like if you'll ask a question, I'll not answer. If I ask a question, you won't answer. We will interact because we come from a common background and we are
Yes.
passionate about science. So that works for everyone. And networking is actually having a conversation, a fruitful one. It's always beneficial. So people skip that part. People should network. People should ask more questions.
Yes.
It's a very
Okay. So you told me that life sciences you choose किया आपने. So why biotechnology? Like you are doing masters in biotechnology, right? So why biotechnology? Why not any other
so
specialization?
Right. So, since I had zoology, botany, and chemistry as my subjects, I had actually a very good background, and I was open to go to many fields. Matlab, many fields were bachelor's only in zoology and botany, and I was able to apply to all those fields. However, my personal interest was only in zoology. Botany and chemistry don't really intrigue me. It was zoology, and even in zoology, it was the applied field. I wanted to get in industry or maybe in research through application, not just theoretical or bookish knowledge. I wanted a field which solves real world problems,
Right.
which is into formulation, research and development, drug development, maybe
Yeah.
proteomics, maybe bioinformatics, computational biology, like that. Something that integrates that all, something that utilizes it all. And at that time, I only knew biotechnology
Yeah.
because the name is, first of all, self
Very
explanatory.
famous.
Yes, and it's a very good field. However, I didn't know about microbiology. Biotech and microbio go hand in hand.
Yes.
This is when I was researching about it, I got to know. And in that, obviously, I had this preconceived notion that maybe biotech is a better option, and I went for biotechnology. But
Yes.
in my recent experience, I got to know that microbiology is also a very good option.
Mm-hmm.
It opens diverse fields in industry. So if a person wants to go for a job, then microbiology may be a very good option as well.
Yes.
Biotechnology is at par, of course, but microbiology is also very good.
Yeah. Getting the point. Okay, that's good. Okay, so my next question is you studied your bachelor's during COVID years, right? So you think
Yes, first year was that. Some part of the first
yeah,
year,
I got
not
it, got
most,
it.
thankfully.
So you
Yeah.
think you were also a DU student, I was also a DU student. So I guess DU में attendance वाला जो चक्कर रहता है कि okay you have to do this 75 certain number of attendance and you have to attend certain number of classes. So do you think like
Hmm.
students को एक narrower opportunities मिलती है उसी के उसमें like अगर ये attendance वाला नहीं रहता तो people can explore opportunities more likely than what they are
Yes,
doing right
yes.
now. You know ये वाला issue. So do you think how
See,
think do you look
actually,
into
the
this?
attendance issue is prominent only now.
Yeah.
We got hit by the attendance wave only in our third year. In the first 2 years, it was pretty chill.
Right.
And plus, in North Campus, I think in North Campus or in the core South Campus, they have
Yeah.
these attendance issues. However, off campus, it's a little chill. So,
Okay.
which is a very good thing because then again, like I pointed out, DU comes with a variety of students. Some students are already working part time. They're supporting their houses
Yes.
as well as their studies. Some people are exploring. Some people are into government organizations. Some people are managing private jobs with that. So
Yes.
I don't think DU should have an attendance issue first of all. Some of it is good, but DU is meant for exploring. You just got out of school. You should explore as much as you can so that you could actually figure out what you want in life, what is working for you.
Yeah.
So yes, attendance issue was a thing, and the NOC was the other thing.
Yeah. Got
But
it.
yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing because और फिर उसके बाद उसी के चक्कर में हमें holidays के time पे internships करनी होती है like the summer holidays we get. So then NOC
Right.
is a tough task. I तो just cannot have the courage to go and please have my NOC signed. वो सब
I
नहीं
did
होता.
that a lot actually. I did that a lot for 1 or 2 internships. Actually, the thing is that in our field, like in life sciences or biotechnology, even if you go for a 1 month training,
Right.
1 month is still a very less
Very
time
less.
because you get to the new environment
Mm-hmm.
and you try to digest the complex aspects of the job that are over there. And nothing over here is simple.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very huge problem that has been broken down into smaller parts through various techniques and technologies. So it takes a month minimum to understand what is happening in an organization. And
Yes.
then you have to learn about it. But since we have a 1 month break only, it's very difficult to get a hands on training on that.
Yes.
You can only understand and absorb.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one problem that I observed.
Okay.
And a 15-day training is further less.
Oh my god.
So
I'm getting. So, okay, my next question will be you have a lot in your profile. आपने बहुत कुछ extra curricular किया है during your college life. So, is it like do you want to go somewhere with those things? You have a very good profile with most positions of responsibilities, a lot of positions of responsibility. You have done community outreach works and you have
yes,
been
yes, yes.
campus ambassador as well. So do you think like ये सारे जो position of responsibilities है is making you a good researcher या फिर ये किस aspect में आपको help कर रहे हैं in your personality and do you think like in your coming future whatever you want to become it will help you in becoming that sooner और या फिर आप जब वो बन जाओगे तो it will help you stand out in this crowd. So how is this
Right.
going to help?
See, मेरी जो प्रोफाइल है वो मेरे अकॉर्डिंग क्यूरेटेड. आई एम नॉट समवन हु लाइक्स being in the books too much, who is constricted to oneself. I am someone who likes advocacy. I like being in the crowd, working with them. I like leading the crowd. I like putting my ideas forward or working out a solution, which I discovered in DU itself. This is something I like because I explored so many domains. So I would say if someone is particularly interested in research and research only, they should, however, try other profiles. But if they are into research, make sure that all the extracurriculars they are doing, other than NGO work or voluntary work, which is great, everyone should do it. It's our social responsibility, and it feels great. So other than that, they should focus on maybe debating, competitions, teamwork related things. But my profile was more into the managerial side, which is my personal selection. I prefer integrating science with other things. I like innovation in science. I like entrepreneurship in science. Yes, interdisciplinary approach. So it's very good that way, and it broadens your horizon very much. You get so many things out of so many places when you least expect it. So this is one. You should always know how to put your point and how to defend your point. It's important in research. It's important in your career. It's important everywhere. You should know how to be in a crowd, how to work with them, even with the people you like, and even the ones that are your best friends. You should know. You should have your work-life balance. You should have your professional boundaries and everything.
Okay, so you talk.
Okay.
People are curious. Okay, so they have this curiosity. Ki, okay, I want to learn this. I want to learn that, but they are hesitant and they are nervous because obviously presentation, public speaking, they don't know because there is some introversion inside them which holds them back. So what do you suggest and what will you guide to those people जो कि बोल नहीं पाते, public speaking नहीं कर पाते, and they cannot stand in front of people in a room full of people because they are hesitant and they are nervous. And in fact, in I was one of them, and international conferences में poster present करना and renowned scientist के सामने at least अपनी बात रख पाना. So how can one overcome this thing, and कैसे पब्लिक स्पीकिंग को हम अच्छा कर सकें, एंड हाउ टू प्रेजेंट आवरसेल्फ इन फ्रंट ऑफ दीज प्रोफेसर्स, दीज renowned scientists, and who are there where we want to be. So how can we one do that?
First suggestion is whatever you're afraid of, just do that. Whatever you're afraid of, just do that. If you fear speaking in a crowd, go join that debate society, go to that NGO, go join that organization that will force you to speak. Be at a place where, if you have the option of doing it or not doing it, you would always choose not doing it. So be at places where you're forced to do that so that you could step out of your comfort zone. So, it could also start with class presentations, start presenting in class. Then you can accelerate it, start hosting speeches, competitions, events, annual days and everything like that, so that you could get a hold of it. First of all, you'll start speaking in front of an audience. Then you will understand that how you'll engage with the audience. And then you will understand how you can connect with the audience. There are 3 different stages. Some people are just present there, some people interact with everyone, and some people are very efficiently able to communicate their thoughts as well as answer the questions that are being shot at them. So these are different things. People should start by something small maybe and then accelerate it later. You don't have to jump into a full-fledged event at first. You may start with a class presentation, but it's a good start. You should always do that because at one point, if we are researchers, we will have to present our work. It's better if we have the confidence already. Confidence is something you'll build over time. You cannot get confidence in one day. You don't know what the hooks are, what the starting hooks are. You don't know how you will answer the question. Some people even don't know that they're supposed to say thank you for the question and then you're supposed to answer it. Some people fumble. Some people are afraid of people looking at them. And some people are also aware about the little exercises they can do before their speeches. So this is everything that comes with experience. You cannot cut out experience. It's like climbing stairs. You cannot take elevator for that. You'll have to climb the stairs. So yes, experience will always come.
Ahead with some of your research background, can we know like where did you do your internship? Like as you mentioned, you did your internship at DRDO and FSL, right? So how was your experience there? What were your roles and responsibilities? And yes, you can go ahead.
So I was a trainee basically, and a trainee means for again then due duration. I was like a 15-month trainee once, and then I was 1 month trainee once. So, but I got to know what the work was being done, how they are using various techniques and technologies, which was the most important part because we are there to learn the techniques, the gel electrophoresis, the
Right.
DNA isolation, maybe, the other techniques, the fingerprinting and everything. So that was the major rule. So if you're a trainee, you would be allotted a lab, and whatever work they are doing, they will help you understand that work and they will break the work down for you so as to learn the techniques in between. You could learn that. So internship is not a word that we use here, I would say. So trainee would be the word.
Yeah. Okay.
So I learned the techniques. I got to know what the government is working on, what problem they are solving, and they were actually very interesting. It is great to see that what you're learning, what you're studying every day in books, what you are giving an exam about is being used in real life. It's a big relief, first of all, and
Practicalities.
second of
Yes.
all, it keeps you curious. It
Yes.
keeps you motivated enough to pursue your field, because sometimes you'll have to do it out of motivation, because at most of the times you cannot see what is at the end of the tunnel, right? We don't know where it's going. So if you have trainings and internship, if you're interacting with similar people, it helps you keep on track. So
Got it.
when you interact with like-minded people, a common passion, a common motivation is established. It is good enough to keep you on track.
Yes. So, okay. So, where did you get to know about the opportunities you have enrolled in? Like, because ना आजकल क्या
Okay.
issue है
Yes.
online में, as I mentioned earlier as well, कि online में we
Hmm.
don't get to know about the opportunities on time. And if we got to know about the opportunities on time, then हमें application fill out करने में problem होती है. तो what is that one thing people should keep in mind जब वो opportunity seek कर रहे हो तो?
Right. First of all, there are many channels. You could go to YouTube, you could go to LinkedIn. Many people post spreadsheets. Even in Biotech Trek, there is a whole group where they share updates, and then they also made a spreadsheet. Ki these are the openings. You should apply to them. In Instagram, there are many PhD students, there are many master students, there are many opportunity pages who keep you posted about the internships. But then again, there is a hidden cost that the deadline has been missed, or maybe you are not in the eligibility criteria because it's just a video or just a text format. They cannot give you everything. But what I suggest is you should try. There are certain websites like the NET website, the GATE, the DBT website, the government institutions key websites. You could check them. Routinely, you can check them so that you're posted. Otherwise, you can always go for LinkedIn. People are always posting stuff over there. You can go to LinkedIn. And sometimes it's very difficult to keep track of those deadlines because you're applying to multiple internships in multiple domains. So people who are very much into organization, like maybe like me, they can make an Excel sheet. They can color code them. They could give them the order that this is the deadline, this is the date, what are the requirements. Because some require CV, some require SOP. So you have to make your CV first. You have to make your SOP. What if you're late and the deadline has passed?
Yeah.
So make sure you're preparing the CV and SOP already, and then you're applying to those opportunities. Sometimes there are many offbeat opportunities why that you have networked, and maybe some professor was kind enough to let you in a training or give you a workshop or a session like that. These are some things that are opportunities in nature. So you should get your CV and SOP in hand already. आप उसे tweak करते रहो, but एक basic format आपके पास ready होना चाहिए, so that कोई opportunity आपके पास आए आप immediately apply कर पाओ. So because these things take time. जब तक आप बनाओगे एक हफ्ते की deadline वो पास हो चुकी होगी. So just keep a basic format ready. You may tweak it according to the opportunity, according to the situation, but be posted about it. Then there is YouTube, there is LinkedIn, there are common WhatsApp pages, there are Biotechnica ke WhatsApp channels, there are government jobs ke WhatsApp channels, there are internships ke WhatsApp channels, there is Biotech Trek ka apna WhatsApp broadcast hai. And then your university professors keep you posted about this. Your peers enroll in such thing. So you have to be very alert to
Yeah.
get through all this. Yes.
You have done our back to your masters. Why India?
Hmm.
Like we hear lots of
Hmm.
things like pursuing your masters in India, pursuing your masters PhD in
Hmm.
India, and this and
Right, right.
that. You know what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
why not abroad? Like there are many other opportunities abroad, and I guess आप open ज़्यादा होते हो opportunities से abroad में. If आप not, if
Yes.
not your masters, then in your PhD only. So
Yes,
what do
yes,
you
yes.
think? Like masters abroad is a good thing, or masters in India is a better option over masters
Right.
abroad?
Good question. See, in my own personal opinion, it is a personal decision. However, like I've said, your college approaches, it exposes you to different people, who are from different backgrounds and who have done different academic work. So you can just imagine if it is different in all tier 1 2 3 colleges in India, how different, how big, and how impactful it would be abroad. So someone who has the means, someone who's chasing the opportunity, someone who wants to be, in a larger group, in a bigger group, because it is always helpful. It is
Right.
always helpful to have opinions. It is important if you're in a group, there should be someone who's irritating the shit out of you. There should be someone who's the leader. There should be someone who's questioning you. There should be someone who's promoting. And you should know how to deal with all of them.
Yeah.
So that is important. In my opinion, if you're going for abroad, you should, take all the considerations in mind, like the the ROI,
Yeah.
how much you're investing, how much you're getting in return, the placements, maybe the scope, the salary, the stipend, maybe the accommodation. You
Right.
you have to account in the racism as well.
Yeah.
Racism, the fact that you have to do everything yourself. Maybe you'll be able to settle, maybe you won't be able to settle. So these are things you should consider. So India is obviously a good option, but abroad would always be a top tier choice, I would say, of course, because whichever country is promoting, your field, your biotechnology, or maybe microbiology, or whatever you're doing, it's best if you pursue it there, because you will have more opportunities, you will have a better lifestyle. So yes, that is that. However, it's an individual choice. मेरे opinion में तो abroad is a better option, but you should take in consideration because there are many
Finances is
things.
a big thing,
Yeah,
right? I know.
yeah, finances, ROI, the debt, or maybe the loan,
Right.
or maybe the fact that you have relatives over there, you don't have relatives over there. The
Yes.
racism, most important. People often overlook it,
Yeah.
but that is it. You have to be mentally at peace with your surroundings to actually
Be
accept.
a very HR question. My next question will be a very HR wala question, but still
Hmm.
I'll ask,
हाँ हाँ.
where do you see yourself in 4 to 5 years? Like,
Oh, okay.
what's your future expectations? अब क्या करना चाहोगे? PhD pursue करना है,
Hmm.
either industry or what do you want to do?
Mhm. See, after four, let's take first of all, let's take 6 to 7 years
Okay, let's
rather
take
than
6 to 7.
4 to 5 years, because in biotechnology fields it takes time. Even if you are in industry
Yeah,
or you're
that's why
doing
I said
PhD, whatever.
industry or PhD.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah, 6 to
Right.
7 then.
So for me, I see myself. I hope to see myself in a good leading or at least a managerial position, be it a research organization, be it industry, but in biotechnology field only.
Yeah,
If it's research, then I would hope that I am at a senior scientific position,
that's really
because
good.
they have all these things. Yeah, that's good. Because they are also involved in other things. I don't like being constricted to one thing. You are working out a solution, that's great, but you should always have the sight of the bigger problem.
Right.
So the senior, the managers, senior scientists, or the consultants, they get to sit on tables where they are discussing the bigger problem, and they are actually figuring out smaller solutions to them. They are making the teams, they are assigning the projects to actually cater to the bigger problem.
Right.
When you are a fresher, when you are starting, when you are at other positions, they give you one problem, you figure out one solution to it. But what about the larger problem? You have to have the bigger picture. So either that, or even in an industry, I hope I get relevant experience. I hope I get a good experience. Then I'm a very experienced, maybe senior level manager, or maybe
Right.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
with experience, with knowledge,
yes,
yeah,
so you are
solving
into
a problem.
organizational work, a lot of organizational work. So are you into pursuing MBA afterwards? I think so. Like your profile seems like that. Ki you will pursue your MBA. So is it something you want to do in your future?
See, it was something I wanted to do after bachelor's only.
Right.
But at that moment, I thought MSc was a better idea. And then I consulted many other seniors and my family members, and they were like, you should give it a try. It's this thing, that thing. And so I went up for MSc. But for MBA, see, MBA is a degree you should do after working.
Yeah.
So MBA should be used very strategically, in my own opinion.
Okay.
Many students pursue it after their graduation, which is cool, which is fine. But it's better, you would relate more to it if you have a work experience. So if I now go for MBA, given that I've already enrolled in a master's program, I would like to do it very strategically after a relevant experience, maybe, and only when it's needed. Likewise for PhD. So I don't want to have a clustered set, you're doing anything and everything just because you cannot figure it out. I want it to be a very structured approach. I had this thing in mind. उसके लिए मुझे ये complex field लेनी पड़ी, but that is okay. I would have my own way of doing stuff. So yeah.
I
It's still under scrutiny. I'm thinking about it.
got it, got it. So you are thinking of doing PhD as well. Like, what's your perspective in that case?
Hmm. So, regarding PhD is a very great thing, but then again, it is just the case that after masters you are back to the point ki after masters then what? After PhD at one point you'll be back to that point as well. So you are giving your 3 to 4 years, you have to chime in various factors कि ROI क्या होगा आपका, या फिर आपने जिस भी प्रॉब्लम पे वर्क करा है वो स्केलेबल है या नहीं, इज इट गिविंग यू अ रिटर्न, are you able to enter better fields, because once you have that PhD qualifications you are applicable to even apply for bachelor's या MSc level jobs, but you will seek PhD level jobs. सो इट इज़ इम्पोर्टेंट कि आपकी फील्ड में वो स्कोप है या नहीं. तो आई एम येट टू डिसाइड ऑन दिस, बट hopefully I'll be pursuing a PhD. I wish to enter industry, and even if you are to enter an industry, say even if you are in a research organization that is working on a certain product, or it is a product based approach, उसके लिए भी it is important that you have expertise in that field, and expertise usually comes through PhD. It's a good degree if you are into research, and if you want that lab training, you want the theoretical training, literature compile karna and everything, solving the problem, devising experiments, if that is your field of work, then you should always go for a PhD.
I guess
So I
PhD
am yet to decide the
demands. Yes, I'm getting your point. PhD
yeah
demands
PhD demands
time,
that skill.
and
But,
it takes you prime age वाला
majorly.
period होता है. And already you think ना तुम्हारे peers and your
Yeah.
batchmates, they started
Hmm.
earning and you are still doing your PhD.
You still
If
stuck.
that too in India, then in a very less size stipend I say. अगर बाहर, because I think
See,
PhD करने
हाँ
बाहर लोग
बाहर तो
इसलिए चले
देखो
जाते
ज़्यादा
हैं
है.
because time
Hmm.
period is less, because you can complete your PhD in 2-3 years, and they give TA-ship as well, they give good stipend as well, like better than India at least. But yeah, India gives lesser stipend and आपका PhD 5 to 7 years से extend हो जाता है. So yeah, it takes your
It
prime age
actually
period.
depends on the mentor, no?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, I talked to
Supervisor.
many PhD students. So actually, according to my knowledge, जितना मैंने research करा है, the starting stipend is 37K something. So it ranges from 37 to 40. In some institutions it's 50. In some it's even IT Delhi has currently
Yes,
raised it to
currently, yes,
60,
yes.
70, 70 if I'm not. Then ISCs offer good one, tier 1 offer a good stipend. So whoever is industry, see PhD is a very great option, honestly. If you are into it, you have to do research, you're doing something you love and the government is paying you for that. It's like a job only. You're getting 40K a month for doing what you actually love. So for people who are into research, PhD is a very good option. For people who are thinking otherwise, they might have to give it a try, or maybe look for a job or industry or like that. But other than that, in my own personal opinion, मुझे ऐसा भी लगता है कि आप industry enter कर रहे हो, you're starting with no knowledge and you're getting maybe 10 to 20K, then it's better to complete your degree, pursue your education further. अगर आप अपनी degree भी complete कर रहे हो तो per month you're getting 30 to 40K. So that is also one thing. So it is something you should get. तो या तो education complete कर लो या फिर आप अपना work एक थोड़ा बढ़ाओ. So this is something you can shine in.
Okay.
Background does help.
Okay, so which MNCs and startups like attract your attention? ऐसा लगता है कि okay, in future I want to work with them. What are those? What companies are those?
You can find many companies, many startups and MNCs, but in the current scenario, there are many MNCs and companies that have come up. Then there's a concept called PSUs, public sector undertakings. Even they recruit biotechnology students or
Through
students
GATE
like that.
exams, right?
Through GATE exam, exactly. You could apply via a GATE score. Even your net is also important over there. But net is usually for your research or for your lectureship. GATE is more relevant.
Yes.
But both these exams are a plus in your CV if you're a science student. And then there is this Bharat company. There are other companies, because biotechnology is a field which is very diverse. So you can diversify into energy, then sustainability, then climate, and so on and so on. There are many companies, many MNCs in Gurgaon as well, Gurgaon and Noida. Some about vaccine development, vaccine training. Then there are chemical based, and there are skincare, cosmetic based, and there are recombinant protein based.
That's
So
my
there are
area
many
of
to list out.
interest. Skincare and
Recombinant
cosmetics.
protein,
Right.
skincare and cosmetics. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good paying field, and it's on the boom currently. So of course they require scientists. So yes, there are some companies, and then I did my research and I listed out some companies as well. So that is, yeah. And then there is a BARC organization, Bhabha Atomic Research something. It's in Mumbai though, if I'm not wrong, in Maharashtra only. So people could apply for that, but they have their own
Their
exams. There is
exams, right?
BDAC.
I was
Yeah, there is
also researching
BDAC,
about it
DEBL.
a few days ago.
Hmm.
So yeah, they have their exam.
Yeah, so you can figure out these institutions as well. They
Hmm.
do recruit junior scientists, junior scientific officers, and after MSc you're eligible. So you could look into, you have an option कि इंडस्ट्री करना है या कंपनी करना है जो इसमें काम कर रही है, या फिर आपको बायोटेक में जाना है, बायोइन्फॉर्मेटिक्स में, या फिर आपको गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर में जाना है. So for everything there is a different procedure, and for every niche there are different companies. Some lesser known than other, but because biotech काफी diverse है. उसमें ड्राई लैब आएगा, वेट लैब आएगा, देन बायो आईटी वाला सेक्टर आएगा, बायोइन्फॉर्मेटिक्स वगैरह, रेगुलेटरी अफेयर्स वाला सेक्शन आएगा, पेटेंट वाला सेक्शन आएगा, लॉ वाला सेक्शन आएगा, and so it's very diverse. The plus point of science and even biotechnology is the diversity, and I think negative point भी वही है, हम diversity में इतना खो जाते हैं ना, हम specific नहीं हो पाते.
Exactly.
So that is that. But you can always research. There are options available,
Yeah,
even if they
one
are
of
less.
the very good option is the DRDO. You have worked even
Ah,
you were
yes,
trainee
yes.
there, right? They
Yeah,
recruit
yeah,
for
yeah.
scientist B position.
Hmm,
Like from your master's
yes,
only you can do that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Even many government institutions, but there is again there is the thing, the cutoff is very high. It's very
Yes.
competitive in nature, and the vacancies are less.
Yes.
So government institutes are like absolute gems, but the vacancies are less, and you have to have like, if you're a general category, then you have to have like 99 percentile or maybe above. Then you have to clear your interview and other rounds. So पूरा procedure है that you'll have to follow. So you have to be mentally prepared for that as well.
Yes.
What do you think, since you are also in the masters ka criteria? So 3 things. What do you think? Masters India, abroad, maybe you'll go for a PhD, or maybe you won't go for a PhD. And masters in which subject do
Okay,
you think?
masters I want to do in biological sciences because see,
Okay.
I don't have a niche. मैं नहीं करती अपने
Okay.
आप को restrain एक niche में. So I want to study in biological sciences. So I am doing, and I don't want to do masters taught. I want to do master research or MPhil, like masters in philosophy. These are the courses which UK provides, UK universities provide. So I have applied for those. Actually, my thing is कि I wasn't sure if I'll get into any of the universities, like the universities I have in mind, like UCL, Edinburgh.
But you're downplaying your
Yes,
achievements.
exactly. I was. So I
Congratulations,
applied to
congratulations.
Manchester. I applied to Manchester, Glasgow, and Birmingham. So I thought,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
if I'll get to hear from them, if I'll get to hear back from them, then I'll apply to the universities ranked higher from these universities. Okay. So I got offer letters from all 3 of them: Birmingham, Glasgow, and
Great.
Manchester. Okay. So I was like, okay, let's go for Manchester. ठीक है, because actually ना ROI depends. ठीक है, ROI होता है return of investment जितना होना
बिल्कुल,
चाहिए
yes.
आपका. And
बिल्कुल.
also यूके में this is the criteria, जितनी अच्छी यूनिवर्सिटी उतना अच्छा आपका उतना
ROI.
पैसा ज़्यादा जाएगा.
Yeah.
तो Great Britain pounds keeps on increasing. तो
Yeah.
मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा था कि okay, what am I doing, what to do, finances भी देखने हैं, because I am from a like upper middle class family, so I cannot just go ahead.
Fair, same. Exactly, exactly.
देखा यूनिवर्सिटी अप्लाई कर दिया, ऑफर लेटर आ गया, and I'll just apply for it. Okay, no, I cannot do that. I have to ask my parents, but thankfully my parents are like कि it's your career, because they are from defense background, no, so they know कि हमें अपनी फील्ड के बारे में पता है, तुम्हें तुम्हारी फील्ड के बारे में पता है, तो go ahead with it if you are feeling it. I was very glad to meet you कल भी, and I'm very glad to talk to you आज भी, and very happy कि मतलब your profile seems very diverse. I was like, this girl is rocking. So I was very happy to see your profile.
I wish I was, but okay. I try.
Yes, you have like we have very similar profile. Like अगर थोड़ा बहुत
हाँ, even our backgrounds are similar. That was so intriguing. I was so happy last night.
Right.
मैं बोला अरे so same.
Yeah.
तभी तो बोलती तू सीधा घर ही आ जाओ, कोई बात नहीं, कहाँ मिलेंगे लेकिन.
Let me just
So nice.
wrap things up, and we will get in touch. If you are in Delhi, then just tell me, we'll get in touch. Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for your work, for your time, Soumya, and it was great having you here in Biotech Tech. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Diya. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Keep doing the good work, and all the best for your future endeavors. It was so great to connect to you. You're such a sweetheart.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Likewise.
Thank you for your time.
Bye.